Hello, this is Debi Emerson, and this is an introduction to healing touch. I took my first healing touch class back in 1990, and I actually had the privilege of taking it from Janet Menken, who is the developer of healing touch. And at that time, she was developing her program within the holistic nursing community. She had been working in the energetic healing realms, I guess you can say, for about 8 years when she started to put this program together and share it in a more organized fashion with others. So healing touch is a complementary energetic healing modality that is very complementary to traditional healthcare. It incorporates a variety of different energy-based modalities or techniques that are taken from a variety of sources. Janet studied a lot of different things and developed her own techniques, and so she pulled all of this information together into her healing touch programs. And it's also approved for continuing education for nurses. Within healing touch, and whether you're learning healing touch or receiving healing touch, it is about becoming aware of energy and how that energy relates to the physical, the emotional, the mental, and spiritual health of a person. And when I'm speaking of energy here, I'm speaking of the human biological energetic field, which is really, it works in a similar way to electricity. So healing touch assesses the energetic field and chakra system, and they use a variety of techniques to do so. And oftentimes there will be an assessment at the beginning of the session and at the end of the session, just to be able to determine how the energy shifted during the session. The techniques that Healing Touch teaches, many of them you can use on yourself as well as on others. And they work with the chakras. So the chakras are, chakra is a Sanskrit word that means wheel or wheel of light. And they work with the location and the function of each of the chakras. And a healing touch practitioner uses meditation to remain centered and maintain their energy flow, because as you're working with other people, it's really important to take care of yourself first. There's a basic healing sequence that's taught in the level 1 class. There's 5 levels to become certified. And then a lot of work to do after you go through those 5 levels. But there's a basic healing sequence that is the foundation of the healing touch protocol. And as I said a moment ago, this basic healing sequence can also be used for self-healing. And as a person goes through the Healing Touch program, a big emphasis is on your personal development as a healer. So just like anything, the more that you work within yourself and do that self-reflection and self-care and experience the healing process, the better therapist you're going to be able to be. So Healing Touch works with what Healing Touch terms the biofield, so the biological energetic field that's in and around and through the physical body. It uses a light touch to influence the human energy field and chakras. So with Healing Touch, as the name implies, it is a touch modality, whereas some other energetic modalities are more off the body or without touch. Healing Touch does incorporate that touch, which can be very, very soothing and very comforting for people. It uses non-invasive techniques to clear energize and balance the energy field. And as you work within the energy field, it subsequently affects the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health of the person that you're working on. Healing touch is very much about creating a heart-centered relationship and a heart connection with the client. So this is very much a co-creation between the practitioner and the client in the process of facilitating the client's health and healing. And there's also a lot of, encouraging the client to take part in their healing process rather than just, coming to a practitioner and saying, fix me. So the goal with healing touch is to restore harmony and balance in the energy system. And this is going to support the client's health and healing process. Indications for healing touch. Healing touch helps to speed up the healing of wounds. It helps to reduce pain, whether that's chronic pain or something that happens right away, something that's really intense or long term. It helps to decrease anxiety, tension, and stress. Oftentimes people, the comments that I hear is people say they feel like they had a really nice, relaxing massage. Healing touch is used in the prevention of illness. So when you keep the energetic channels open and the energy flowing, it's a great preventative therapy to use, because when the energy is flowing, you're going to stay healthy, you're going to stay well, and you're going to be able to support your body in maintaining that balance that it's always seeking, at homeostasis. And it enhances your spiritual development. So the more that you have your energy cleared, and the more that the less, maybe a better way to say this, the less you're using your energy, your life force energy, to just maintain that, kind of homeostasis in the body, the more of that life force energy is going to be available to be able to look at the world and to expand your consciousness and to ask questions and to grow spiritually. Healing touch is really helpful if you're going to have any kind of medical treatments or procedures to help manage the side effects. So there's many studies out there that show that people who are going in for some kind of surgery or procedure, if they have one or several healing touch sessions before they have the treatment, their healing process, actually the treatment is much smoother, goes much smoother, and the healing process goes smoother and happens more quickly. And it's also a great support for anyone going through the dying process. It just helps them to clear out anything that's kind of tying them, here, holding them, keeping them from taking their next step, keeping them from moving on when the time is right. And healing touch is great for all ages, all stages of health and illness. And it can also be used for animals and plants, and they respond really well to healing touch, really quickly. So the history of healing touch, I mentioned in the beginning that it was developed by Janet Menken, who's a nurse. And as I said before, I had the pleasure of studying with her, and she was a lovely gal. She actually passed away in, I believe it was 2004, 2005. And she had been practicing energy-based healthcare since 1980 in the Denver, Colorado area. She began the Healing Touch certification program within the Holistic Nursing Association in 1989. And she they began certifying people in 1993 through the Holistic Nurses Association. And in 1996, Healing Touch International Incorporated was created, and it became the certifying authority with the Holistic Nursing Association's endorsement. So the Healing Touch certification program is now taught throughout the United States, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, South Africa, and South America. And this information is actually taken from one of my books that I had when I went through the program. And so the information is a little bit old. And so I'm pretty sure that at this point in time, Healing Touch is in more countries than are represented here. And again, these numbers are probably not up to date. I guess I should have done my better research. But as of 2002, there were over 60,000 individuals who had been trained in the program, with practitioners offering services throughout the world in hospital, clinics, medical offices, healing centers, schools, churches, homes, and private practices. So it's had quite an extensive reach over the years. And again, there's probably more at this point, but there's over 175 certified Healing Touch practitioners that offer the program worldwide. And the international demand for the Healing Touch program continues to grow every year. Because it's such a simple, it really is, the concepts are very simple. And all you need is some awareness, focus, and wanting to help people, wanting to come from the heart, and your hands. So you can do this anywhere. And of course, the numbers just continue, or the numbers are not current, and they're, I'm sure, much higher than this, as I mentioned a moment ago. So the Healing Touch protocol consists of a basic sequence of hand positions that uses a light touch to influence the energetic field. It promotes relaxation, reduces pain, and it promotes restoration of the body. So how does it do that? Well, many different ways, but part of it is just moving out any energy that gets blocked. Our bodies tend to hold on to things. I'm sure you've probably heard of cellular memory, and that's where the cells actually hold on to emotions, energy in the form of emotions, and tension. The body holds on to tension, and so as a person receives a Healing Touch session, the body relaxes, the innate intelligence of the body comes into play, and helps us just really restore balance, which promotes restoration in the body. A Healing Touch session helps to decrease anxiety, tension, and stress, and it facilitates wound healing, which I think I'm repeating myself here a little bit, but nevertheless, it promotes a sense of well-being also. So what is the human energy system? It's an interactive and dynamic system of subtle energies that include, but I'm sure not limited to, the chakras, which are wheels of energy, wheels of light. They take in energy and information, they process information. The biofield, which is the electrical component of our system, and the meridians, which you're probably familiar with, the lines of energy that flow through the body, similar, well, exactly the same as what acupuncturist and acupressure uses. So all of these different aspects make up the energetic matrix of the human body. Chakra is a Sanskrit word meaning light. Meaning wheel. Actually, I've learned it, wheel of light. So it's a spinning vortexes of energy. The chakras are centers of consciousness, and there's 7 major chakras that are lined up along the midline of the body, along the spine. Each of the chakras has, each of the 7 major chakras has a physical area of influence and also a major psychological function. And there's also a color and a frequency associated with each chakra. And each of the main chakras are also related to a gland in the endocrine system. So the 7 main chakras, starting from the base of the spine, is the root chakra. Then above that, below the navel, is the sacral chakra. Right below the rib cage, we have the solar plexus. In the center of the chest is the heart chakra. At the cleft in the throat is the throat chakra. And the brow chakra is right about at the base of, between the eyebrows, at the base of the nose. And then the crown chakra sitting on top of the head, right about where a baby's soft spot would be located. We also have minor chakras in the joints of the legs, the arms, and the body. So when all of these chakras are open and flowing and there's no blockages and all of the meridians are open and flowing, the body is healthy and vibrant. The energy in the chakras can be measured and detected with in various ways. One of them is using a pendulum. One of them is using a hand scan, so just going over the body and feeling how the energy feels in each chakra. You can also use sound, or if you are a person who sees energy, you can measure that visually. So the meridians are energy tracks of lines of force where the life force energy travels throughout the body. They're used in acupuncture. And with healing touch, the focus is really on the aura and the chakras. But as you open the aura and the chakras, the meridians shift in relationship to this. The chakra connection, which is the foundational technique for healing touch, was developed by a gentleman named Brew Joy, who is a doctor. And the purpose is to open, connect, and balance the major and minor energy centers or chakras. It follows a specific pattern of hand positions that begins at the ankles and ends at the transpersonal chakra, which is about 12 inches above the head. And this can be done on a client or a friend, and it can also be done on yourself. The self chakra connection, as well as working on somebody else, promotes balance. And it's really helpful to do this for yourself on a daily basis to keep everything open and flowing and balanced. Helps to maintain a balanced chakra system. So whether you're doing a healing touch session on somebody else or whether you're working, on yourself, it's helpful to be centered and grounded. And this is just another way of saying being present in the body, because when you center yourself and you have this awareness and the connection to the earth, which is grounding, being grounded. And when I say grounded, it's similar to an electrical connection or grounding an electrical outlet. It gives the energy a place to go. So when you energetically connect to the earth, which we're always connected anyway, but when you put your attention on it, you magnify that connection. And it just allows all that tension, all the worry, the anxiety, all that stuff that really isn't even ours. It's stuff we pick up as we go along. And it just allows that to be drawn into the earth, which in itself is going to be very helpful for you in your healing process. So if you'd like to follow along, you can close your eyes. And as you do so, just begin to notice your breath, allowing yourself to breathe a little more deeply than usual. You might notice as you do so, your body begins to relax because your body really enjoys this attention. And as you bring your attention to your body, your energy is just going to follow that attention. So go ahead and just exhale. And on each exhale, just decide you're going to release tension, worry, and any thoughts. Anything from your to-do list, just let it go. And as you inhale, just imagine you're inhaling this beautiful, golden, calming energy that's going to replenish you and help your body to find that homeostasis, that balance. And continue to take a few nice cleansing breaths, feeling your feet on the floor, your body being supported by the chair you're seated in. And just imagine through your intention that you have a nice, strong connection from your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, to the center of the earth. You might want to imagine sitting on a nice big tree trunk. It's nice and wide. It can be 4, 8, 10 feet in diameter. Make it nice and big. And just feel yourself connected to that tree trunk, that image. And that tree trunk is just going to simply and easily extend all the way down, right into the very center of the earth. And it's going to make a connection there. And it's going to begin to draw out of your body anything that's not yours, anything that's causing you to feel any worry or anxiety or tension or pain in your body. And you might notice that as you're doing this, you're bringing your focus more into your center and more into your body and more into present time. And present time is really where it is. This is where things are created. This is where things happen. The past is the past. The future hasn't happened yet. And you've probably heard that saying that, this is your present. This is your present time. So say hello to that beautiful body in present time. So this is a image, a little bit of a blurry image of the chakra system. And as you can see, we have the root chakra at the base of the spine, the sacral chakra below the navel, the solar plexus below the rib cage, the heart chakra in the center of the chest, the throat right at the cleft of the throat, the third eye or the sixth chakra right at the base of the nose there, and the crown chakra on the top of the head. So the reason I'm showing you this image is we're going to do a self chakra connection here in a moment. And for this, you're just simply going to place your hand near your root chakra. Now, of course, if you were doing this for someone else, you would not put your hand on the root chakra because it's in a sensitive area. And I find that I can just place my hand a little ways below the root chakra, and it works just fine. But again, you're working on yourself. So if you'd like to place your hand right on that root chakra that faces downwards, it's like a upside down, it's like a funnel with a wide end facing towards the earth. You can put your right hand there, and you're going to put your left hand on your sacral chakra, which is right below the navel. And typically when you're doing this for yourself, you're going to want to hold that position for about a minute. But just for expediency's sake, we're just going to do a few seconds here at each position just to give you an idea. And you can close your eyes or open your eyes, whatever you're comfortable with. I find it easier to tune into my body and to be aware when I have my eyes closed. So now we're going to move your right hand to that sacral chakra. And the left hand to the solar plexus, right below the rib cage. And just breathing and just being aware of whatever you're aware of. You might feel some sensations in your hands, in your body. Just notice. Don't think too much. Just kind of imagine you can sit back and observe. Now I'm going to have you move your right hand to your solar plexus and your left hand to your heart. Breathing, just allowing this connection to happen. So what's happening here is as we're touching each chakra, these chakras are connected. They have channels that flow from one chakra to another. And you are clearing and energizing and opening up these connections from one chakra to another. And then go ahead and move your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your throat. And breathing, and just enjoying this. I find this very relaxing. And this is a nice thing to do when you wake up in the morning before you get out of bed, or at night before you go to sleep. Now we're going to go ahead and move your right hand to your throat chakra and your left hand to your brow, your third eye. And then let's move our right hand to the brow chakra, our left hand to the crown, which is on the top of the head. And it's facing upwards towards the cosmos, with the white part of the funnel facing upwards. And then you're going to move your right hand to your crown, and your left hand, just reach it with the palm facing upwards, about arm's length above your head. So you'll be touching the transpersonal chakra, which is outside of the body, obviously. And then you can go ahead and relax your hands and simply and easily imagine a nice big golden sun above your head. And this golden sun is going to magnetize your energy, your life force energy. It's going to fill up with your own beautiful energy, your own unique brand of energy. And then it's going to begin to flow down into your body, down into that crown chakra. It's going to flow all the way down through all the chakras, and from the crown to the brow, to the fifth chakra at the throat, to the heart, to the solar plexus, to the sacral, and to the root. And it's going to continue to flow down and in and through your body, all the way throughout your body, down to the tips of your toes, tips of your fingers, filling up your body, front, side, and back, and flowing inwards into all the cellular levels, bringing it in your own unique life force energy to fill up all those spaces that were created by releasing whatever wasn't you. And this is going to continue flowing in to fill up that energy field around your body, your aura, all of the aspects of your energetic matrix. So when you're ready, go ahead and give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths and open your eyes. I encourage you to drink some extra water. Um, this might not seem like a lot happened, but you actually shift a lot of energy and release a lot of energy in this process. And when you do, your body might go through a bit of a detox, not always, but drinking some extra water is going to help move everything out, and it'll just help you feel better because most of us are dehydrated anyway. So drinking some extra water can only be helpful. So I'm not a Healing Touch instructor. I just wanted to share this information with you. I've been practicing Healing Touch for, well, since 1990, for a lot of years. I find it just a beautiful modality to give and receive. So if you'd like more information about Healing Touch, you can find it online at www.healingtouchprogram.com. And if you'd like more information about me and what I offer, you can go to my website, which is www.debiemerson.com, debieemerson.com. And I appreciate you joining me here today for this introduction to Healing Touch. Thank you so much.